All right, everyone, this is the first lesson we're doing for pre-algebra, and you should have your books turned to page 93, lesson 3.2. So I'll give you a second to turn there. What this is we're doing the same thing that we were doing in the previous lesson of moving numbers from one side of the equal sign to the other. What we have done before is if you have 4 plus x equals 3. All right, so you have that there, 4 plus x equals 3. That means you need to figure out what the x is. You got to get the x by itself. So the way you would do that is you would make the 4 into a 0. Right here, it's a positive 4, and so you add a negative 4. That becomes a 0. What you do on the one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So you add 4 over here, add a negative 4 over here, and then drop your information down. X equals 3 plus a negative 4 is a negative 1. All right, that's what we've been doing so far. Now I drew that kind of small. I'll make sure that I draw a little bit bigger. What we're going to be doing now is actually dealing with the adding and subtracting is what we've been doing. What we're doing now is solving with multiplying or dividing. The opposite of addition is subtraction, and the same thing is true as the opposite of subtraction is addition. Multiplying and dividing are also opposites, so that's going to help us figure out what we're working with here. Now let me adjust my computer a little. Okay, so that's going to help us figure out what we're working with here. Now, you will see on page 93 that they give you the illustration and example x over 3 or x divided by 3 equals 8. Well, this here, when it's in a fraction form, that means it's division. It's being divided by. So the way you undo division, the opposite of division, is multiplication. And since you can't multiply the x because you don't know what it is, you have to multiply with the 3. So you multiply both sides by 3. Multiply by 3. This crosses, these cancel each other out. X equals 24. Now, some of you may look at that and say, why in the world does multiplication undo division? How does multiplying this 3 by it's over here make it take place, make it turn to a 0? That part, honestly, is not that important. Just know that it does. So when you multiply it here, you do one side the equal sign, do the other, x equals 24. Go ahead and turn your page, and let's look at example 1 on page 94. They give you another example where you have a division problem. So you have x over negative 4 equals 14. Now, you cannot add your opposites because there are no addition or subtraction problems or things happening here. But this right here is a multiplication is what you do to undo that. That is division. This is saying x divided by negative 4. So let's go ahead and do that. In order to undo the division, you have to do multiplication. Multiply both sides by negative 4. Multiply this by negative 4. 14 times the negative 4, the answer is going to be a negative answer. It is negative 56. So you bring your x down, negative 56. This is very simple. This is very basic. What I'm actually going to do in this lesson here is we're going to take this one little section at a time. All right, so not a lot of homework is going to be assigned tonight because I want to make sure you guys understand this. I want to make sure you get it. So let's look at example 2. This one here is dealing with division and multiplication. Again, they undo each other. So you have 9 times y equals 72. 9 times y, or 9y, equals 72. All right, now if you were in the class here, I ask you what is taking place here. This is multiplication. You undo multiplication with division. So you need to divide both sides by 9. So you divide by 9, and what you do on this side, that cancels each other out. What you do on this side comes over here and divide by 9. 72 divided by 9 is 8. Now that I've explained that, I'm going to explain to you how and why this works when you do the multiplication. How does dividing a number by itself create the opportunity to make it so you can get rid of it? All right, here you have a 9 times y. Well, if I divide both sides by 9, 9 divided by 9 is 1. Make sure you can see that. 9 divided by 9 is 1. So that means that this now becomes a 1y equals 72 divided by 9. Another way to write that is simply y equals 8. Or we have one of the examples that they showed us earlier, x over negative 4 equals 14. Let's look at that. X over negative 4 equals 14. Well, it's being divided here, so we multiply it. So you multiply by negative 4. Well, this, if we're doing our math, and this is something we'll show earlier, goes through, and those get canceled out. This becomes a 1x, or simply an x, over here, times a negative 4, and that becomes a negative 56. This is very simple stuff, but you do need to learn it. Like I said, this is all I'm doing right now. What you have for homework tonight is I want you to do skill check 1, page 94. All right, skill check 1, page 94. I have sent you this information, this link in an email, and so you need to either email me, text me, message me, somehow get me the answers to numbers 1 through 6 before the lesson tomorrow. All right, we'll have the lesson tomorrow. It'll be posted online, and I want to be able to grade those before it gets there to make sure you understood what's going on. Have a good day. Get the homework done. Lesson 3.2, skill check 1, page 94. Have a good day.